Oh, that was great. Let me just see if I can get this set up here. Hey, I'm seeing some familiar faces in there. Hey, Lisa. Tanya, hello. Hey, Tanya. Brandon's in here. I wanted to... We got going here.
Hey, Paige, I'm going to have to stay silent
Brandon.
in the comments.
Demi, hello.
I'm going to have to be silent in the comments. I can be here to boost you out, but I'm doing that thing, where you go wash your armpits and wash your hair,
Tell them give you less than 10 minutes.
Enough said.
Yeah, so give me about 10 minutes and I'll be able to jump on with you.
Okay, you want me to boot you out, or are you going to boot yourself out?
No, if you want to keep me on here and I'll continue to share it out, whatever you want to do.
Now I'll boot you out. I'm going to boot you out because I like that power.
Kick me out. Come on. I know you're dying to do this. You have wanted to do this for a long time. Kick me out. Come on. I dare you.
Yep. And we're going to do it. I got to love that. Let's see, who else do we got in here? Let's see. Tanya's in here. Demi's in here. Okay, Demi. However long, doesn't matter. I tend to do these lives very randomly. I knew you'd like that. I kick you out of my live and now you're giving me roses. That's the kind of relationship we have, I guess. Tanya, I'm doing good actually. Today has been a really good day for me, and yesterday was one of the worst days I've had in a while. So I really needed a good day like today. So that's probably why I decided to go live, because I'm actually feeling good today. Hey, look at that. That's awesome. Hey, Daphne. Boy, we got all kinds of people in here. I'm missing comments. I know I am. Wild and Free, first time on live. Hey there. Hello. Wild and Free. Let's see. You must be a MS warrior or on that path. Holy cow, I've got over 100 people in here. I'm trying to get through all these comments. We got a lot of people going in. Moving in hopefully 2 weeks. Demi, that's right. I remember you saying that. You were just diagnosed, Wild and Free. Well, welcome to the family none of us wanted to be part of. Gigi's in here. Sarah Mendez. I think I met you earlier today in Tasha's live. Hey, Gigi. Let's see, Janet. So thankful I found your page. Newly diagnosed. Another newly diagnosed. And I just actually did a video earlier today that kind of helps a little bit on what you can expect, especially when you're just starting this journey, because it's a lot to take in, definitely. Hey, Doug. I saw you sneak in here. Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Kevin from New Jersey. Okay, diagnosed with MS in May this year, still learning to live with it. Me too. I've had it for 5 years. So, Nelly, you're in here too. Holy cow. Got all kinds of people in here. And my girl is here. Hello, Tasha. Do you want to go live? I'll bring a few people on live with me. I prefer not to have too many on, because it gets to be too much. Let's see, who else? You can for a bit? Okay. Everybody knows that you're my girl, so. So everybody knows I play favorites with Tasha. Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh, wait, I can't see you now. Can you see me? Oh, wait,
Yeah, I
there
can
you
see
are.
you.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of
We
people
have
in
got
here.
so many people in here tonight. This is so
So
exciting. I love it.
Paige has the
I'm getting-
prettiest eyes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh,
And her skin
thank
is like
you.
crazy
What-
pretty.
Okay, who commented that? I need to find that comment.
October.
I'm not seeing it, but I got to show you this. So, okay, I did a promotional video about this palette, the Chucky palette.
Oh, is that
Guys,
one-
this is after wearing it all day. Look, there
Are
are
you
no
serious?
creases. That it looks like I just barely put it on. The palette, I love it. So,
yeah. Was that what you were wearing yesterday with the purple and the green? Was it purple and green?
yeah, it was purple and green yesterday. The
Was that from the
purple
Chucky
was the
palette?
Chucky. The green was from my Money Shop palette.
So funny. She's so good with eye makeup. She like messages. She's like, "Look at my makeup today," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
I do. I have to do a makeup check with Tasha in the mornings.
I want you need to like come show me how to do it because I don't.
It's been bringing me joy lately.
You're good.
Ray
At it.
Ray Dyke, MRI tomorrow to find out if I have MS. I have a lesion from 2021.
Mhm.
So they've been in the process for a while.
Are you having another MRI to see if you have any new lesions?
That's what I'm wondering too. I'm trying to get caught up on these comments. There are so many comments. There are so many people in here.
Yeah.
Ain't doing it. I'm 12 years post-diagnosed and I am still learning. You know, things are always changing. I mean, Tasha, you've had it for 17 years. It's constantly changing.
Constantly.
Always changing.
It sucks. As soon as
Yeah,
I think I have
it
it figured
does.
out, it's like, "Phew, just kidding."
I was saying earlier, because I think it was Tanya was asking how I was doing, and I've actually had a really good day today. I feel so good today.
Good.
And yesterday, you know, was one of the shittiest days I've had in a long time.
Especially considering last night.
Hi,
Yeah,
Brian.
so. So anyway,
Hi.
say hi to Brian. My
Yes,
husband, Brian.
she had a crappy night last night. I woke up at 3 o'clock to go to the bathroom and saw the light was on still.
She told
Not
us.
still. I went to bed.
Yeah, but it was on when I went to bed at 10:30.
No, it wasn't. I went to bed at 9.
Well, that's true. I shut off the light, huh?
Okay, I think I'm almost. Okay, all right, Pam. I'm gonna get your face lotion. Okay, so what? I've seen a few comments in here about my skin.
Okay,
Tasha's
hold on.
always
Let
talking
me
about it.
let me jump in here for just a second. What you see right there is what her skin looks like in person. Like that flawless, like finish, but like even without makeup on. No makeup, flawless color, flawless, oh, I'm so
Okay.
jealous.
I'm gonna reveal my secret. I'll be right back.
I know her secret. I just have to I can't wait. I'm gonna get it soon.
I am doing a live.
Oh.
I'm joining from neuro. Oh, hi! I just got out of neuro rehab, Jen. How are you doing?
Okay. You
Okay.
can't really see the label, but this is from the Wooden Gypsy. You can find it on Etsy. And this is cold pressed castor oil and black seed oil. I've been using this for about a year, and it is a game changer for your face. This bottle lasted me well over 6 months. I'm actually on my third bottle, second or third, I can't remember. I think it runs about $32 for like this. This is a game changer for your face, definitely. I have old acne scars right here. Like I had acne in my early 20s, so I have a cluster of scars right here. 20-year-old scars. And this is, they're not gone, but this has even helped to fade those scars.
Yeah.
So
what else do you use with your, like, along with that? Like, what process do you use?
I love The Ordinary. The Ordinary line. There's a few things that I use with them. I use their hyaluronic acid and also their copper peptide, I think is what it's called, and just their moisturizer. And then The Ordinary, the nice thing about The Ordinary is inexpensive. I mean, they're not very expensive. Their bottle of hyaluronic acid is like $8, I think. Yeah. And it's great. Holy cow, I've got 28 new comments. Go on.
You should like type up what you use or link it like in your bio so we can just like go buy. Because I like you've told me before and I didn't like buy it on the spot and then I forgot what you used. And I'm like, but I'm wanting to do like half my face, like buy your whole thing for like 2 months and just see like the difference.
I'll have to find an old picture of me. I actually think my skin looks better now than it did 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I owe it all to this stuff. This stuff is amazing. So anyway,
so Jen, how long have you been in neuro rehab? That's what I did. I had PT, OT, and speech every day. Don't do that. I don't do it. I know, right? I'm in bed all the time. No one's going to care. I'll have like perfect skin on one side and terrible on the other.
Okay, I lost the comment, but I did reply. So Dad with MS was asking about the clove oil with dysesthesia, the tingling and the burning, the itching on the skin. Clove oil works really, really well, but if you have sensitive skin, dilute it in like either coconut oil or olive oil. Yes. I do not have sensitive skin. My skin is actually fairly resilient, so I can put it straight on my skin and I'm fine. But if you're prone to have sensitive skin, I would dilute it a little bit. But also CBD balm or anything CBD lotion, CBD balm works very well for that tingling and itching as well.
I like to use white tiger balm, this stuff. And I'm so dumb. I'm a packaging sucker, so like I literally keep it in the package, but it's open. So I'm like, I just love the package. It's ridiculous. But when I'm having tingling skin, you put this on, it makes it more tingly, but then it feels like it's just from this. So it makes you think your tingling went away.
When it really didn't.
There's something like that. It just kind of like distracts you from it because it makes it worse, I guess. Like, look at that packaging. Like, I don't know if y'all can appreciate this packaging.
It is cute. I will give it that.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, there was that comment. Look forward to doing a get ready with me for belated Halloween with my okay. Demi, she's working on moving. Kristen, hi, you've helped me so much. That has always been my goal, is just to help others. Love makeup brings me joy. Gigi.
Jen said she was in rehab for 12 days. Insurance will only pay for 14. I got 16 days. I needed like 5 months, but whatever. It was really helpful though.
Jen, okay, let's see. I'm trying to get to where you are, Tasha. What is that? Her username is just Jen.
It is a life in pieces, Jen. Did I follow you? I'm sorry, I'm gonna follow you back. Because we've been talking. Hey, Nick. Let's see. Hey, ladies, I have minimal lesions, tons of symptoms. Anyone else have minimal? I have minimal brain lesions. I only have like ones that they can see. I only have like 5. But now that's on like the top of my brain. My cerebellum has more. But then my spinal cord, I have tons. But yeah. So the criteria is 2 lesions in time and space, like separated for the McDonald criteria, and or spinal tap, positive spinal tap with your lesions. I believe. Y'all can correct me.
Still may not. Your neuro still may not diagnose you. They didn't me.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, now their excuse for me was I did have a cluster of lesions in my brain, but they said we can't tell that they happened at different points in time. Mm-hmm. But my spinal tap showed 9 O bands, which means there's been inflammation in my system for a while. So that should have fulfilled the criteria. So I swear, we know more about MS.
Yeah, I have the letter from my neuro when he found my T-spine lesions. I had 60. And he said, this couldn't possibly be MS because it didn't start in your brain. And so
60 lesions in your spine?
I had 60 at that point. Yeah, 60. They were spray painted, splattered. And then by the time I got to Mayo Clinic, they were like, we can't even count how many you have. But then by the time I got to Mayo, they did all the testing. But my neuro was like, this couldn't be MS because it didn't start in your brain. So fun times.
You can only have a few lesions, but a lot of symptoms or tons of lesion. Yes, absolutely. So the cerebral, like really, really deep in your brain, lesions in that area typically do not show any symptoms. And that's just because you have so much nerve activity in the very center of your brain that the brain is really good at finding new pathways around that damage. But the further you get away from the center of the brain, that's the areas that causes the symptoms. And then when you get to the brain stem, it's even it's even less resilient. And then when you get into the spinal cord, there's very, very little resilience as far as myelin is concerned, which is why when you have spinal cord lesions, it almost always presents symptoms. Like it's rare to not have a physical symptom and have spinal cord lesions.
Yeah.
So that's why spinal cord lesions are usually considered a bigger deal, but that's just what Google says. Doctors still don't take it serious.
Yeah, honest to God, guys, so for those of you, there's probably a lot of you, there's a lot of names I don't recognize. I'm in a wheelchair and I'm bedbound. My brain lesions, my cognitive function is way worse than my physical disability. There you go, buddy.
Are you on live or?
I am on live.
Hello, live guys.
So
Listen, everybody.
Hey, John Blake.
What's up? Oh, my hair's
Hey, John Blake. So, Tasha, I had somebody comment on one of my videos today. Their spinal tap had 18 O bands.
Wow.
How many did you have? Yours
16.
was 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 18, that's the most I've ever heard of.
Me too.
And apparently they've had lesions on their brain for 6 years. They've been trying to get diagnosed for 6 years, and they finally got a spinal tap. 18 O bands.
That's ridiculous.
Man. But they also said that they're going to be starting Briumvi within the next few weeks.
Good.
So it sounds like 18 O bands. That's pretty.
Yeah. Something that
pretty aggressive.
See, and so, okay, O bands is like Some neurologists are like, it means nothing. It just means you have MS. Mayo Clinic and my current last two, Cleveland Clinic and my current neurologist, say that it means that you have more inflammation than regular, than like, you know, a lower. The average is 5 to 7. That's the average. If you have more than 7, that's considered high. And so, and then the higher you go, the more inflammation. That's like the thought behind it. And so, yeah, stronger medications are good to start on, like Briumvi. They started me on a low efficacy medication and it screwed me over so bad. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. No. Even newer studies that have come out just within the past year are saying that the higher the number of O-band counts is indicating a more aggressive disease course.
Okay.
They usually say that if it's 10 or more, if you have 10 or more O-bands, you can expect an aggressive disease course.
Okay.
But like me, I had 9.
Yeah.
So I'm right on the cusp, but as far as relapses are concerned, my MS isn't that aggressive. So,
but as far as like the invisible side though, like would you consider yourself more aggressive in the invisible side?
I know I'm progressing.
Okay.
I know I am. I don't think it's super aggressive. I mean, it's been enough to see changes, but speaking of which, where are we going with that?
I was
but yeah, as far as
felt like yours was aggressive or not, so
I don't know. I don't think it is, but I do know I'm progressing. So, yeah. But we'll just. But who knows?
Yeah.
Demi, yeah, I know. Demi experiences a lot of the same things that I do. So, her and I relate to each other quite a bit. We don't have a physical disability, so to speak, but our cognitive is slipping, definitely. Anywho.
Let's see. Where said the reason. Okay, hold on. She said, sorry, I'm not telling you to do your live. I was trying to. Okay, I missed the first part. But she said, the reason I ask is my neuro mentioned that endometriosis may be associated to MS. I don't think so. Can it be?
I
haven't heard that because endometriosis is a physiological issue. It's not a neurological issue, right?
Yeah, and that's the big thing because where MS is strictly neurological, then, but at the same time, I think it was what's her name, the gal over in Yorkshire Wife. A lot of you might know who she is. She sent me the link to a study that shows that MS can even creep into the peripheral nervous system as well, which I have never even seen anything like that before, but she sent me a study that was actually done over in Europe. And I think Europe is ahead of the US as far as a lot of research is concerned. I know they are with cancer. But with MS, they take MS a lot more seriously over in Europe than they do here. Let's see, I've got 28 new comments. These comments, I love how many people are in here. It's awesome.
There's a lot of people here.
Becky says endometriosis isn't related, but it is similar. So yeah, and that's the thing. There's a lot of conditions that mimic MS, which is why it's so hard to diagnose as well.
I need to
MS
see
has
your
a lot of
setup.
morbid disease. Yeah. What's that?
I need to see your setup for how you have your phone set up. Cause
I just have it on a ring light tripod.
How's it not moving on your bed though as you move?
Because of the memory.
Falls off the bed. Okay, sorry.
My mattress has a memory foam on it, so
okay. Maybe that
unless
helps.
I really move around, then
I think my tripods just suck. I need to get a good tripod.
Brian
And
can.
trust me, it's great because when she rolls over at night, it's like a frickin' earthquake. But with this mattress, I don't have to worry about it.
This is true. Like, you can jump on the bed and it will just absorb you, and
That's
nothing else will move.
crazy. That's so fun.
But Brian and I don't even sleep in the same bed anyway. So,
But I remember the earthquake.
yeah.
Let's see. Yesterday they changed my diagnosis from RR to EMPP. What is EMPP? I don't know what. Do you know what EMPP is, Paige?
EMPP. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that acronym.
Magnetic test.
You're just kidding now. Did you hear that?
I heard something about magnetic.
Testicle.
No, shh. I'm gonna get banned. Don't say that.
I would take some Tylenol.
Hey, Chris. I just saw you in here. I was texting with Chris earlier. Just venting yesterday. They changed my. Okay, that's where you are. EMPP.
I'll jump down and see if she says what it means.
I am struggling keeping up on these
Okay.
comments.
She wrote in Portuguese. It means PPMS. Okay. Got it.
Oh.
I have a lot of confusion there because I have been told that RRMS can turn into PPMS, but then I've also been told it can't turn into PPMS. That PPMS means you're primarily like, that's the beginning. Do you know, Paige? Like, have you studied it?
So there's nothing to study. That's the thing. There's very little data, but from what I have learned from the people in the community that do have PPMS, most of them, not all, with the exception of a few, started with RRMS, but then they were diagnosed to PPMS like literally less than 5 years later. So I'm almost thinking that PPMS is a whole nother beast all in itself.
Yeah, and maybe
But it's really, but yeah, because I mean, almost everybody initially gets diagnosed with RRMS. There are some cases like with you, you were super aggressive and already had a ton of disability. But the majority, but it seems like, it's just hard to say because there's just so little data out there about that. I know, let's see, I think he changed his username, but he used to go by Lionheart.
Yes, Ryan. I think he just has it as Ryan now.
Ryan, okay, Ryan is his name. They just went straight to the PPMS diagnosis because he has not had any kind of relapses, but he does have the microscopic lesions and he's had the progression too. But it also took like 4 years, I think, for him to get that diagnosis too. Wow. So yeah, I think PPMS is like, it's almost like it's in a category all on its own. I don't know. It just, and that's probably why they say only like 10 to 15% of people with MS have PPMS. I think there's just so much. Oh, look at that. I think there's just so much that's not understood about it.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Something my neuro told me is that the type of inflammation because I'm SPMS, the type of inflammation in SPMS is similar, if not the same, as the inflammation in PPMS. Like, oh, you're wearing your shirt.
I am. I'm hot, so.
That it's the same type of inflammation. And so I don't know. But all of you oh, look at that. All of you progressive investors, they're finding a lot. My neurologist told me a couple weeks ago, or last week maybe, that they're finding a lot of really good data with Briumvi. It acts differently than any other DMT on the market, and they're finding good results in people with progressive MS. They're not saying it's a cure. They're not saying anything like that. but they are finding inflammation markers going down in people with RR or with progressive MS that don't usually. So we'll see. I'm a test dummy, so
I'm forgetting the specific cells that Briumvi goes after, but it's the same type of cells that are found in cancer, and that's what makes Briumvi so much different from all the other DMTs. It's like something 20. I remember the number 20, but yeah, it goes after a different type of cells than what any other go after.
yeah.
Pop back up on these comments here. Carson says she's 35 and has PPMS. Now, Carson, was that your initial diagnosis, or were you diagnosed with RRMS first? Because one thing I am not hearing, I have yet to hear anybody say they've basically transitioned through all three of them. RRMS, SPMS, then PPMS. I have yet to see that, which is another thing that makes me think that PPMS is a whole new beast, so to speak.
Yeah. Let's see. Alyssa said it's the CD20 B cells specifically. That makes sense.
Yes, that's it. The CD20. Is that what that was? I briefly remember looking into it.
Yeah, I think it's whenever they were going to put me on it. I was like, Paige, what do I do? Paige is my go-to doctor.
Oh, you do awesome though. I mean, gosh, you're sending me stuff that you're reading. I'm just like, this is good. So
I'll be like, Paige,
Tanya's asking why.
Sorry.
Tanya's asking why are they making new categories for MS? They're talking about it, and I think that's a good thing, because even those of us that have RRMS, that is such a massive category. Yes. Like, you take people that have relapsing remitting that make a full recovery from their relapses, and they don't experience the day-to-day symptoms or whatever. And then you've got people that have symptoms on day-to-day basis that are RRMS. Yes. But also, you know, I'm reading that it's upwards of at least 50% of people that have relapsing remitting go through the progression side of MS from the very beginning as well. So,
so somebody told me that their doctor told them, I can't remember who it was on one of my lives, that they're in the next 5 years, they're considering changing MS into a spectrum disorder. And I was watching a video about ALS today, and they spectrum it from 1 to 48. And I'm getting the idea that they're going to start doing something similar with MS, because she was going down the list of how they decide the spectrum. And so they're like, okay, they go down every body system, your eyes, your swallowing, your speech, your hand movement, your thinking, and they rate it on a scale. And then whatever that final number is will be between 1 to 48. And that's your where you're at on the spectrum. And I'm like, that makes so much more sense than how they diagnose MS right now, or how they consider MS.
But I guarantee the pharmaceutical companies are fighting it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Hey, Valerie. Hello. Valerie Ecker is my best friend from high school. Thanks for joining. So glad to see ya.
So fun.
I am so behind on comments.
I was trying to go back a little. Okay, Lisa Ann is asking if Briumvi is considered chemotherapy. So it is not technically a chemotherapy, but also technically anything that's a B-cell depleter is a chemotherapy. So make it make sense. I don't know.
I know. Like, it's not chemo, but it is.
It's not. It's an immunosuppressant. It's the same medication as Kesimpta, which is considered chemotherapy. It's just Kesimpta and Ocrevus on steroids. A lot stronger than Kesimpta and Ocrevus. So, yeah, make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Yes, really.
Is Briumvi and Ocrevus. Briumvi is the new Ocrevus. It has less, okay, I'm hoping I'm saying this right. The way they explained to me, it has less animal protein in it, and because it's a monoclonal antibody, it has less animal protein in it, so you have less reactions than in Ocrevus, and it's a lot more potent than Ocrevus. And so they can give the infusions faster once your body gets acclimated to them. So now I had all kinds of reactions. It's okay.
Yeah, Briumvi, I really do think is going to be a game changer.
I do too.
As far as treatment is concerned. Just based on what your neuro is telling you and how it's targeting the inflammation around the lesions themselves, especially for someone that's super aggressive like you are.
Yes.
So,
Becca said, where would you
learn more about-
classify Limtrada? Limtrada is a chemotherapy. That one is like, they say it's a chemotherapy.
Isn't Mavenclad too, or not?
Yes, Mavenclad is too, and Kesimpta. Which, and here's the thing, Kesimpta, that's what they called it at Cleveland Clinic, was a chemotherapy, because it targets the B cells. I don't know what they called Ocrevus, but Kesimpta is watered down Ocrevus. And Ocrevus is watered down Briumvi. So I'm like, but yeah, they're all B cell depleters.
But Briumvi is also different from Ocrevus because it's targeting cells that Ocrevus does not. So it targets cells that no other DMT is.
That's right.
And that's the point I'm trying to get across to make sure people understand. That's what makes Briumvi so different.
Yes, that's true.
It's targeting different type of cells.
Yeah.
I the thing that I don't agree with though is that they're marketing it to CIS. I think Briumvi
is too strong for
way
that.
Too strong. Yeah. I mean, it's marketing. You know, they're trying to sell it to as many people as they can, but
yeah. I do have a lot of hope for Briumvi, though.
Not do that.
Yeah.
Little hearts. Dad with MS, and the new category is because MS is a spectrum disorder. Yeah, it really is. But I mean, it's just gonna be interesting what happens with it. I don't know. I don't think it'll be 5 years though. There's just too much controversy with it. Okay. And when I say controversy, I mean the pharmaceutical companies don't like it. They don't like that idea.
Yeah.
Because the more categories there are, then that means the more patients are going to be restricted from getting their treatment. Because I think the medications that advertise that they can treat SPMS and PPMS is so misleading. Because because you've got active and non-active. If you're active SPMS and active PPMS, that means you are still relapsing. You are still experiencing the demyelation. That is what the medication treats. If you are not relapsing, if you are just progressing, there's nothing on the market that's going to help you. No. And it's just so, because all of them, you know, the brochures, the websites, we treat SPMS, we treat PPMS. Little asterisk down at the bottom. So it's misleading. It's a marketing game.
It is. It so is.
Holy cow! 61 new messages.
Briumvi, I think, is a third line medication. It's like you have it's like the top medication, top tier. Like you failed everything else. Here's Briumvi. You've done Mavenclad for 2 years. Mavenclad was my first DMT.
That's what Chris is on. Irish Wee Warrior. She just told me tonight she's on her second year of it.
Oh, okay, Christine.
And she's doing pretty good. Okay. Chris, if you're still in here, I don't think she's had any relapses since starting it, so.
That's good.
I have failed 2 DMTs to get Limtrada. We've got so many people in here. I'm recognizing everybody's name. And we got Christine in here. I always go back to what Bolster said about how he would treat it if he got it. Yeah. If only all neurologists thought that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chris just commented, nope, she has not relapsed.
That's
So
awesome.
that's good. It just goes to show. I mean, and in fact, while I'm thinking about it, so if you haven't seen MS Disrupted's post from today, I did a podcast with her a few weeks ago, and it's a two-part. The first part just got uploaded to YouTube today. If you just look for MS Disrupted in YouTube, it'll be the latest one in there. I basically just talk about my journey, and the first part just kind of talks about leading up to diagnosis, what my life was beforehand. I was getting to a point with that. I can't remember. Someone just shoot. Oh, because we talked about because she was asking me what DMT I'm on, and I shared with her, I'm on Glatopa, and told her the reasoning why I chose it, and just also said how, that was my choice. I don't push my choice on anybody. And everybody in the community that we associate with, I think, I have yet to see anybody try to push a medication on someone else. I think all of us are very respectful of what choices we make. The one thing that I do see is people pushing don't go on medication. It's just kind of funny how that works. We're all respectful of other people's wishes, but the people who are against the medication, they are the ones trying to push that decision on others. Anyway, I just kind of thought, that's kind of funny. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's your choice. It's something between you and your doctor, whether you decide to go on medication or not,
Yeah.
100% your choice. Hey, Nina. See you in here. Trying to get through these comments. Let me just pull these over. Man, that makes it so much easier.
So much bigger. I was thinking about it too.
King Mike fever? What? King Mike, are you fevering? Before I start spreading rumors, King Mike, are you okay? Trying to get back on here. Okay, there we go. Now I'm back where I was. King Mike, I took some day. Okay, so King Mike must be fighting a cold, it sounds like. Ocrevus is the only approved for PPMS currently, yes. Briumvi, is Briumvi treat PPMS, do you know?
Yes.
Is it approved for PPMS?
It is,
Okay.
and it's not approved for SPMS. So
what?
I'm being treated off label.
Wait, make it make sense.
Hold on, let me pull out my pamphlet. I think I still have it. I think it says CIS, RRMS, and PPMS on the pamphlet, like what it's approved for. I think I may have thrown it away though.
Why would they not approve for secondary progressive? Does anyone receive a SSDI for their MS? I've been waiting for over a year. I know there's a few people in here, Carson, that is on disability. Me personally, I am not.
I'm not.
But I know there's a few in here. Do you know anything about low-dose naltrexone? Okay, so low-dose naltrexone has been very promising as far as helping with quality of life for those with RRMS. And I actually know a few people in the community that have been on it, that were on it for a while and loved being on it. I did try going on it, but it tore my stomach apart. I couldn't do it. Now there are claims that it can replace a DMT. This is not true. The people I know personally that were on LDN did still relapse, even on LDN. But it's great for symptom management. And if she's still in here, let me see if she is still in here. There's a gal in here that has a lot of really good information on it. Let's see if she is still in here. I'm spacing on her username, but I recognize her. I'm not seeing her in here. Shoot. Gosh, I wish I remember. Wish I remember her name. That's having an MS brain for you. Hey, Tasha, do you remember the gal that's in Vegas? That
Sarah.
had Sarah Rainbolt or something like that.
Yeah.
Sarah Rainbolt is one of the gals I know that was on LDN.
Yes.
And she shared her experience on a live one night. So if you reach out to her, she's an open book as far as that is concerned. But I took it for maybe a couple of weeks and it made me so sick. So
Yeah. So
I had to quit taking it.
sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you. My a couple things. Sorry. The Briumvi is not approved for PPMS. It's approved for active SPMS, but for some reason they had to finagle it for me to get it approved for me. It had to be finagled. Like so
Well,
my like they had to like
even Ocrevus is only approved for active PPMS, not
Okay, got it.
non-active.
Got it.
So
my doctor actually, she like writes papers and she's like a huge advocate for LDN, low-dose naltrexone. She's like huge about it. And so I had a conversation with her about my MS, and she says that they have found it's really, really good in people who are earlier in their disease course, but people who are further in their disease course, it is not helpful for. And so they won't give it to me for that. So, because I wanted to take it, and she was like, it's literally not going to do anything for you. So I was like, oh, okay. But if you're earlier in your disease course, it's really great. I'm 20 years in, so.
Yeah, so if you're only a couple of years into it, then yeah. And low dose naltrexone is cheap. It is cheap, and you do have to go to a pharmacist that does compound prescriptions. Not all pharmacies do compound, but and the low dose, I mean, it's literally like 4 milligrams, whereas because naltrexone is used to counteract the overdose. In cases like that, they use like 50 milligrams. So for something like using it as off-label for MS, it's like 2 to 4 milligrams. It's just microdosing basically on naltrexone. So the comments, holy cow! I love how much interaction there is. I love it.
Okay, Woodshed said, either of you have experience with recurring optic neuritis? Yes, I have had it. I've had it 3 times in this eye and twice in this eye. So I'm more blind in this eye, especially at night. Oh my gosh.
I have not had arthritis.
Okay.
Depends on the person. T-spine. See, I use LDN. It wasn't doing anything, so my neurologist said to stop. Okay, it's just like any medication. You just try it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then don't use it. Just like your DMT, just like a supplement, just like anything. You just kind of have to try it and see what works. Insurance does not usually cover LDN. This is true, but LDN is super cheap anyway. I think I got like a 30-day, and I think I paid like $6 for it. I mean, it was cheap. It's not that much. Onset and diagnosis date are different, in my opinion. Let's see. I think we've got a lot of internal conversations going on here too.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that too. So I'm trying to.
Which is good. I love it. Optic neuritis is awful. Have had 3 times in both eyes. Holy cow, Summer. I've never had it, but everything I hear about it, it's like almost as bad as the MS hug, or it's probably even worse than the MS hug.
Jenna really struggles with leftover with it. She actually goes to the ophthalmologist tomorrow because her eyes are just so damaged, her right eye from it, and so they're gonna have to strengthen her glasses, I think. But even with
Isn't
like
she good?
corrective lenses, it doesn't like the corrective lenses just help slightly. It can't get her to 2020 at all, but it helps her not get so sick.
Oh, look at that. That's makeup, by the way. I'm like, what is that spot? I'm leaking. No, just kidding. It's makeup. Okay. Yeah, I've got a little bit right through here too. So if anybody is distracted, sorry. Not sorry. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a very good night. Yes. Yes. Hey, Brandon.
Currently wearing an eye patch on my right eye for optic neuritis. Eye patches when you have optic neuritis, guys, if y'all haven't discovered that, is so helpful. So I'm sorry you're having that, Daphne, though. It's no fun.
How do you say, is it Guy? G-U-I?
I'm not
Is that
sure.
how you say it? G-U-I, Guy. I want to say gooey, but
I do
that's
too.
IT. Because
When she first came
yeah,
on my life,
that's
I was
IT.
like, gooey guy, but I can't remember. I
Because
just like,
GUI in IT, GUI is graphical user interface. So we just always call GUI. But I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. But anyway, she said she started gabapentin. I'm sorry for all of you who have to deal with the bureaucracy. It's bad in some places. I mean, you just started today, so you don't know yet how it's going to affect you. I hear mixed reviews about gabapentin. Have you ever been on gabapentin, Tasha?
yeah, I wasn't a
Yeah.
good gabapentiner. It made me really, really mean. Like, really, really mean.
Really?
Yeah, it's a psych med. They use it for seizures, anxiety, psych med, and it just really like it didn't mix with my chemistry well. But some
I
people
thought
do
it was
great.
just for nurse.
They use it for psych too, for anxiety and stuff. And I don't do well in psych meds. So I do take some for my seizures, but I have to be really careful.
Gotcha. Does the
But
bottom
it
of your
didn't.
feet hurt?
Oh, go ahead.
Eve, ever? Does the bottom of your feet ever hurt, especially in the morning? My feet, my feet tend to spasm and cramp at the end of the day. Even now, I mean, like right now, my left foot, the bottom of my left foot is numb, and that's typical for me at night. Is to just either deal with numbness or crampy feet, crampy toes. Sometimes I'll watch my toes, and my toes will just.
User
So,
218.
but
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, user 218 said, just got diagnosed with RRMS. My doctor wants to try Ocrevus. Any thoughts on it? Ocrevus is a good drug. I mean, it's if your doctor deems it necessary to be on that, it's a stronger medication.
Yeah, it is higher efficacy. I know a lot of people on Ocrevus, and I know a lot of people that love Ocrevus. So, I also know some people that did not do well on Ocrevus. So, but I would dare say I hear more good things about Ocrevus than I hear bad things.
Same. The only thing that I like about Ocrevus is that Briumvi, it's a quicker infusion time, less side effects, less issues with it. And so I think Briumvi is going to quickly replace Ocrevus. I really do.
Oh, Genentech will not let that happen. I guarantee it.
That's true.
Ocrevus is a big money maker for them. So
that's true. And Ocrevus, so Ocrevus is like $100,000 in infusion, and Briumvi is only $55,000. But it's half the amount of medication. It's just more potent, and so that's why it's so much cheaper. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Genentech will probably just buy Briumvi. I don't know. You just wait and see. There's going to be some kind of merging or something going on. There's a couple of websites I read to stay caught up on pharmaceutical drama, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely insane. I mean, it's just, yeah. I don't want to get too much into it because I'll get riled up and then I get mean. You know how I get when I get mean.
That side of page is fun, guys.
I start swearing like a sailor, and then I apologize, and then laugh.
It's cute. It's cute. She gets so feisty.
Oh yeah.
You're so well spoken when you're mean too. I'm not. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, A B C D E F G, and I'm like, I can't speak like that. Oh, thanks for that. Paige has never been mean to me. Never mean to me. But when she is wrong,
she just has to listen to me gripe occasionally.
I love it. Oh, she listens to me cry like all the time, so it's like back and forth. It's a mutual. Sarah, my leg hurts
lady,
so bad.
diagnosed this year.
Oh my gosh, it's
I know, but I'm down at the bottom 20 or so. So we've got Shakia, I think I'm saying that right, is on Kesimpta. I know a lot of people on Kesimpta and do really well on Kesimpta. Opinions on Tysabri. I have not been on Tysabri. Were you ever on Tysabri, Tasha?
Yeah, I took it for 6 months last year.
What was your thoughts on it? Now, word of warning, Tasha is allergic to everything, so.
Yeah, so Tysabri, I tend to have like strange reactions or be allergic. Like I'm very allergic to Briumvi, but I make it work. Tysabri gave me terrible headaches. So did Kesimpta. But I had mental health side effects with Tysabri, so I had to get off of it. So. Like bad
Dad with MS, Ocrevus is $35K an infusion here. Dad with MS, where are you located? Are you in the UK?
It's not like that here. It's like
it doesn't surprise me. Everything's more expensive in the US, especially when it comes to healthcare. Ocrevus has a rapid infusion. That's true. That is true, Summer. I've heard a few people say that they do the rapid infusion for Ocrevus now.
Yeah, there's some people that they allow it. That you have to have like no side effects at all from Ocrevus, I think, to be approved for that. Gotcha. My home health nurse does home health Ocrevus, and she's like, it's legit. Like, she's like, you have to be careful with it. So,
all right, Natalie, is it possible to have MS and not have lesions in specific areas? That's where things get a little tricky because doctors will not diagnose you unless they see the evidence. It's even like with you, Tasha, you know, you went to Mayo Clinic and they said, you have MS, we now need to prove it. And what you went through, you can have relapses and not have any lesions. I've had a few of those. But this is where neuros are stupid and they're not consistent. Now, the initial diagnosis process, yes, they have to see evidence. There's no getting around that. But if you already have MS and you have a relapse, but there's no lesions to account for it, that can happen too. So if you have a doctor telling you that if there's no lesions, then you did not relapse, get a new neuro.
Yeah, my doctor.
MRIs are not reliable. They are not 100% reliable. They're not even 80% reliable. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, it's the only tool they have to see anything.
Yeah, so. My neuro told me that they are working on a new way to detect MS relapses because of how unreliable MRI machines are and how like dead set some neurologists are. Like, it has to be on the MRI or it's not real. And she's like, it's just not like that. Like, so has anyone heard about the doctor? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I recently fired my neurologist because, he goes off of MRIs 100% and is my sound okay?
Yep. You're back. Okay. Oh, you went away.
You're
Hello.
echoing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Am I echoing?
Okay, you sound better.
Am I
No,
good
you're
now?
good. Am I good?
You're good now. Yes.
Am I good?
Yes. You sound like a robot.
I got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a phone call. So
Got
I
it.
wanted to see if it was going to mess things up. Anyway, what were we talking about?
MRIs, and you fired your neurologist.
Oh yeah, I fired my neurologist because he goes off of MRIs 100%. Even he told me last year not all relapses show up on MRI. I had a relapse last year that made my leg go numb, but there was no lesions, but he still validated it. This year he's saying, well, it must have been something else, you know. Yeah, so the guy was a freaking joke, so I fired him. And I got established with the new one. Okay, where are we
Diary
at?
of a Chubby Mom said, has anyone heard about the docs at Mayo Clinic? I was diagnosed at Mayo Clinic. I drove 15 hours. My best friend drove me because I couldn't go. Anyway, they wouldn't diagnose me here. I want to stress, Mayo Clinic is a diagnostic hospital, and they don't even diagnose what stage of MS you're in. They only diagnose that you have MS, and then they send you to an MS specialist to get the rest of that. They do not treat MS. If you already have MS, do not go to Mayo Clinic for a second opinion, because they're just going to say you have MS. They're not going to change anything. They can't treat you. They can't do PT, nothing. So I had a friend that was already diagnosed like 2 weeks ago, and she like left crying, like, because they spent so much money to go. And I just don't do it. But if you're not diagnosed, go. They'll help you.
Get a cold, flu, strep, or allergies, you can have a pseudo relapse. Yeah, anything that is going to pump your immune system into overdrive can cause you to relapse, or even or a pseudo relapse. It can cause stuff to flare up. I even know a lot of people that had a full-blown relapse after getting COVID. You know, so just anything that is going to activate your immune system, it can wreak havoc on you. So
yeah, my back-to-back UTIs that I've had and the antibiotics, my doctor thinks that it put me into a real that it either made me progress quicker or it gave me a relapse. I see my MS doctor next week, so we'll see.
yeah.
COVID set off a wicked relapse. Hey, Nina, for me, I'm sorry.
See, guys, Paige, after seeing your video about firing your neuro for the only seeing the MRI, that I did the same. Yes! Show them who's boss. Take control. I wish I could fire mine because I have a neuro. No one will take me because I have. Oh, yeah. And you're in Canada, Steph. I know they do things a little different there. Do any of you experience auditory symptoms? Yes. Hello. One of my first symptoms was actually auditory hallucinations. I got like a low wobbling tone in my ear. In the very beginning, it sounded like I was underwater, or just be like a wow 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 wow. It'd be really loud. Now it still hits me occasionally, but it will hit and stick around for maybe 10 to 30 seconds and then go away. But it'll usually do the same thing, just a really low wobbling noise. 5 years later, yeah, it still hits me occasionally. But I do know some people that have full-blown tinnitus, from their MS. And the funny thing is, from what I've read anyway, tinnitus is very difficult to link to lesions. And so the stats that you see on the percentage of people that have tinnitus and MS, they'll say only like it's 3 to 5%, but that is like way, way, way higher, because it's very, very difficult to link specifically what part of the brain that has the lesions is causing the tinnitus. That was really long-winded. So I've got one
short bits of tinnitus, and I will have it where, you know, when you're watching a movie and a bomb goes off in the movie and it's like, ee! and like you go like deaf, like in the movie, it's like it kind of like it makes you dizzy. Maybe it's just me, but I have that. Like I'll be in the middle of a store, in the middle of my house, and all of a sudden it's like that part of the movie is happening, and I get dizzy and like whatever. My daughter, so if y'all don't know, y'all, a lot of y'all don't know me. My daughter she's was diagnosed at 11 with CIS, and one of her biggest symptoms is tinnitus, and hers is debilitating, absolutely debilitating tinnitus. And it makes her physically, it makes me sick for her because it'll last for 2 or 3 days at a time, nonstop. And it just kills me.
One thing with mine, because I do also get the yee thing too,
Yeah.
but the thing is it will literally feel like somebody smacks me in the back of my head. I mean, I will literally just kind of jolt my head,
Me
and that
too.
ring will, and then it'll stick around for, sometimes it's a couple minutes, sometimes it's only 10 to 30 seconds.
Yep.
It happens frequent enough for me that when Brian sees my head just kind of do one of these, he knows what it is.
It makes me dizzy, like, and kind of discombobulated when it happens. But I've learned to I used to panic me, so I've learned to like, okay, it's gonna go away, and calm down. Just curious.
They were bad.
I get random days where I feel like every noise bothers me and ears flutter. That's likely overwhelm days. Like you're overstimulated, your MS is like shoop up here, like that's what it is for me. And every noise, well, even I'll be laying in bed and like I'll hear like if there's dust on the fan, I'll hear dust on the fan, and I'm like, clean the fan, I can't sleep. Like it's really bad.
Okay, so Julie is asking, what about stem cells transplantation? I'm assuming you're referring to HSCT. HSCT is not covered by insurance here in the States. It's super expensive. You have to go to, I know people that have gone to Mexico to have it done. If you want to have it done in the States, you'll pay 6 figures for it. But I know people that have had it done and their MS was stable for a little while, but they still ended up progressing. So they say high 90 percentile of people are quote unquote in remission of their MS, but that percentage depletes rather quickly after the 5-year mark. After about 5 years, that percentage goes down.
And even if they don't progress at the 5-year mark, generally at the 5-year mark, they put them back onto DMT just to prevent progression. And so I'm like, I mean, I guess it is worth it for some people. I don't qualify for it. I don't qualify in Mexico, and I don't qualify stateside, and I don't qualify for trials. So personally, I get auditory hallucinations that sound like whispers, and my brain thinks it's talking. I've gotten those every now and then. I think mine's related to seizures, though.
Yeah, seizures kind of opens up a whole nother can of worms, it seems like. Tanya's going to bed. Okay, good night, Tanya. What time is it? 7:40. I can stay on for a little bit longer. What else do we got in here? I got 70 people in here. Holy cow. Oh, Becca's in here. Hey, Becca.
Oh, Becky's
Would
back.
anybody... I invited Becky, but she turned me down.
What?
Yeah, I got... I know. How dare her?
I self-cath the neurogenic bladder. So I self-cath as well. And it was reducing my UTIs until I started Briumvi. And now I've had one for 6 weeks. Freaking A.
UTI?
Yeah, 3 separate ones. Hey, Nellie. I get to see Nellie in person on Monday. Yeah.
Yay! I know. We're going to have so much fun.
I know.
I'm jealous.
She's going to help me
I
make
mean,
my daughter's birthday present.
Actually,
I'm gonna see
Paige,
Tasha
I'm leaving for St.
Thanksgiving weekend. So.
I'm leaving to Southern Utah tomorrow.
Are you?
Yes, so I will contact you if something can happen. So yeah.
Awesome.
So
How long you staying?
just through Sunday, just going to visit my daughter. I'm taking my son down, who came home from his mission due to health issues, and he wants to see his sister. So yeah,
Okay.
it'll be good.
Yeah, let me know if you want to do lunch or
Yeah,
whatever. We can make it
whatever, it'd be
happen.
good. I hope the weather's going to be better than here. It's so cold here where I am. I'm sure you know,
It's
Tasha.
warmer than it is up there.
Yeah.
I think our high today was 66. So I mean,
Oh,
it's chilly, but it's not bad. So
yeah.
I think by
This weather
Saturday we'll
here.
be back in the 70s.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, we're good.
Anyway,
20 degrees
yeah.
warmer than you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, William, haven't seen your face for a while. What's up, my man?
Nice.
Julia said you guys have trouble walking. I'm wheelchair bound for the most part. I can take about 30 steps with a walker.
I use a cane when I need it. Usually during my crap gap, or if I've overdone it like the day before, I need the cane the next day.
I do not have problems with walking.
Yeah.
So you got all sides of the spectrum here.
Yeah. A lot of you have major depression. Who's asking?
What's that?
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you read.
Sorry. Paige, you seem very educated on MS. What is your background? Nothing medical. My background is I got scared to shit with MS, and so I read everything I could get my hands on. See, one thing with me, if I feel like I'm losing control or if I feel like something is out of my control, I will research the hell out of it. Whether that is MS or any kind of illness or there's something going on in my life that I feel like I need to maintain some kind of control over, I will research the hell out of it. And that's what I did with MS. I just started reading everything I could get my hands on about multiple sclerosis. So my background is I have a degree in business and I have a degree in IT.
You should have a degree in research too, because you just have researched the crap out of it.
There we go. I have an unofficial degree in research.
There you go.
And you know what's funny? One class I took in college when I was getting my IT degree is I took a class about critical thinking.
Okay.
I freaking loved that class because you learned how to research from a broad perspective.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's awesome.
That's just the way I am with everything in my life. If I'm making a big purchase, I research the hell out of it. So
yeah. You become an expert in those areas of your life for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I know they're talking about depression. If anyone suffers from depression with having MS, I know I have. I do.
I do think I am going through some depression right now. I am on duloxetine, and I'm going to be getting into some counseling here soon. I'm setting up to go on FMLA for my job because I'm also going to be doing speech and language pathology for the cognitive decline that I'm experiencing. I've just got a lot of things going on that I need to put at the forefront for the next little while. But depression, I spiraled down into some really severe depression, especially that first year that everything happened. And it's tough, and it can creep up on you, and you don't even realize it. Depression's funny like that. It just doesn't hit you. It just it's a slow burn, it seems like.
Yeah.
I have major depression, but I'm learning that I'm grieving my old self. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And in fact, depression is part of the grieving process. 30 degrees here now. Oh, Steph, it's chilly up there. Carson, what? I opposite sometimes extreme euphoria when I walk through the park. I use a walker. Bill Miller is on Lexapro.
Me too. That's what I take.
Self-educated is the best. Absolutely. I will challenge any neuro with my
Your knowledge.
except April. I won't challenge April.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
She has you beat.
She's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think
She
even
sounds
if
like a
she
good one.
even if she doesn't agree with you, she will say it in a way that she agrees with you. Have you noticed that, Nellie?
Yeah.
Like she's like, it's the strangest thing. She never makes you feel invalidated.
No,
Like
she
I
doesn't.
remember whenever Nellie took me to my last appointment and I said something like I moved my arm and it's like, oh sorry, my lymph nodes hurt. And like she was talking about something else, then she turns, she goes, I'm sorry you're hurting. And then she went back to talking about what she was talking about. She
Yeah.
makes sure you are validated every
Yep.
step of the way. Like it's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I sure hope the neuro I'm going to be going to now is like that.
I bet.
Brian knows her. Brian knows her personally, and he keeps telling me you're going to love her. I'm like, you better
Oh,
be right.
Reviews online. So
I love
mean,
it.
if that helps. But I know your last one had good reviews too.
I know. My last neuro has a 4.8 star review on Google. It's like, am I
It's
the
just-
only person that can see through this fucker? What the
It's because
hell?
you're too
Come on.
smart. You're too smart. That's why you've researched. Other people don't. Research is not.
They don't.
I guess it, but I have. So after I made it pretty public that I'm firing him, there's a gal in here. She follows me. She doesn't have MS, but her husband does. But just not diagnosed. He was told 17 years ago he might have it, and he's just been ignoring symptoms, and he's just getting worse. Yeah, one of those guys.
Yeah.
So he got referred to a neuro, and they live in Ogden, and they were asking about my neuro. And this was before I went through all the bullshit with my neuro. And I'm like, yeah, he's a nice guy. I like him. So they go to him, and the neuro tells this guy, oh, this doesn't look like typical MS. And apparently she looked at him and said, what about MS is typical?
Typical.
And
yeah.
he did not like that. So it just, but,
Yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't like being challenged. It's obvious. So I'm just glad I'm done with him.
Yeah.
So, Paige, congratulations on putting your health first. And it seems like you also have done a lot of, I try to, Pam. Absolutely. I try to. It's not easy. It's hard sometimes. I mean, Tosh has been by my side through the whole thing. She's watched
awesome.
me go through all of it. Oh, Becky, are you ready to come on now?
Dang it. I have to get off in just a couple minutes, but
Well, you got to stay on.
I need
Becky.
to get off.
I know, I have
I've got
to-
about 10 more minutes. I'll
that's
stay
about
on
what
for
I
about
have.
10 more minutes.
10
My
minutes.
husband
Okay.
is having to work on base tonight. He has to do an overnight shift, and so
Oh, no.
I have to. My daughter, she's not feeling good, so I need to like get her ready for bed and take my seizure meds and all that stuff. I take it at 8. So,
Yeah.
hey Becky, you look beautiful.
Becky.
You're so pretty.
Pink is your
look at
color.
Becky's hair.
Yep.
I colored
Gorgeous.
all
It's gorgeous.
just for my appointment, so I wouldn't be judged.
Stop.
Well, your daughter did a good job. You can't even, I mean, no banding or anything. She did a good job blending it.
Thanks.
I love it.
That's awesome.
The best crap. Absolutely. Nellie, I love your glasses.
Yep.
That's from
You always have cute glasses.
Shakaya.
Thank you.
Are they
Shakaya.
prescription or like? I feel like you always have like cute glasses, or are they like the magnetic ones that like?
No, they're not. I just have too many pairs of glasses. I have a problem. Ask my husband.
They work for you though. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you.
The
These are
MS lawyer is
peepers. I
asking,
love peepers.
do you girls take any meds for energy? If so, does it help? I don't.
No.
Nope.
I supplement with CoQ10 and I do lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and water.
Yeah.
That's
I
really all I do.
I tried the
I don't want
Provigil or the Modafinil, whatever. It gave me a migraine every day, so I can't take it.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I know a few people that like the Provigil.
Hmm.
I know Lena's on it, and she seems to do well on it.
Yeah.
I think Brandon was on it too, wasn't he?
I think something.
Yeah,
What
he
is
was
he
not
on?
a fan.
He did not like it. And then he tried Nuvigil and he only took it for 3 days and then he threw it away.
Is it
I
because
was
he
like on the
wasn't
phone with him. He's like, I'm
no
throwing it away.
sleeping?
Yeah, he on the modafinil. No, he was on the one that starts with an A. I can't remember.
Modafinil.
Do you remember the one that Doug took that starts with an A?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That one. He took that one and he wasn't sleeping. And so they changed him to Nuvigil and he became really mean on it. And so he was like, I'm not taking
Yeah.
this. And so he yeah, he threw it away. And so I think he's going solo. I told him about the CoQ10 and the lemon juice stuff. So, but no, Empirus for walking. I can't think of what it's called. But I can't take anything because I have seizures and all of the stimulants cause seizures. So,
Yeah.
hey.
Okay. Okay. So I said Shakaya and Shakia. So Shakaya number 1, Shakia number 2.
Yeah.
Let me know which one is right.
Shakaya's talking about lion's mane. You know that.
What is wrong with my phone is acting weird. There we go. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've been on lion's mane for over 5 years now. I don't see anything. I mean, I don't know. It's possible it's helping, but I really don't know. I mean, I still have cognitive issues. I still have short-term memory loss, and
Yeah.
but what I have read about it, the studies I have read, because there have been clinical trials done on lion's mane, on animals anyway, and they say results don't show for months. It's a supplement you have to stay committed to.
Yeah.
I know there's people that claim that they saw a difference as soon as they started taking it. I think that's a
Placebo
little
effect.
bit of the placebo effect.
Yeah.
So, but I take it just because I've taken it for so long now, and
It's part of your routine. Yeah.
It's just part of my routine now. Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Let's see, Becca, what do you take again, Paige? I take for the energy, Becca, CoQ10. CoQ number 10. It's a circulatory supplement, but another MSer, Steph with MS, she recommended it to me about a year ago. It's been about a year ago. So I take that too. I took it until my insurance stopped.
I've got to jump off here. I've got my kiddos in here. My daughter's fixing to go to bed, and I've got to take my meds. So,
Take
anyway,
your
love
meds.
you.
Don't forget.
Love you guys. Talk to
Bye.
you
Love you,
later. Thanks for having
Tasha.
me.
See ya.
Tasha, good seeing ya. I got a couple more minutes here. I told Brian I'd jump off at 8. So
Good job.
who else we got? I was told it's a walking med, but oh wait, we already went through that. Just did my first injection of Copaxone an hour ago. Hey, good for you. Now, I remember my very, very first Glatopa injection, which is generic for Copaxone. It did make me feel nauseous for about 15 minutes, and then I was super tired afterwards. But that is the only time I've ever had any kind of side effects with the Glatopa, other than the occasional raised itchy bump. So you did yours an hour ago. How do you feel? Pat OMF? King Mike is still here. How long did it take before you felt a change with CoQ10? I would dare say it was about a week or so. A week, 2 weeks that I started feeling a difference with it. It doesn't help with the waves of MS fatigue. Let me make that clear. It does help with the day-to-day energy, but those big waves of MS fatigue, when those hit you, there isn't anything but rest that can help with that. Frosty, my buddy, grows me lion's mane mushrooms. Hey, I'm seeing that on TikTok Shop. I'm seeing the kits where you can grow your own lion's mane mushroom. I thought, oh my gosh, you can buy just about anything on TikTok Shop now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Might
Tripping
save you
a lot
money in the
late-
long run.
Let's see, tripping a lot lately, about to watch your neuroplasticity videos page. Awesome. Yeah, I've got a whole playlist of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is basically your brain retraining itself to find new pathways and new connections. For those of you who don't know, I have a whole playlist of it that shows easy exercises that almost anybody can do and are very, very adaptable if you are confined to a wheelchair or if you're bedbound. So I encourage anybody, if you have mobility issues, check out my neuroplasticity playlist. There goes my comments again. CoQ10 helps with a lot. It's used in ATP synthesis and other biomechanical functions, so it makes sense. Well, there's the smarty pants. But yeah, it circulatory stuff. Thank you, Summer. Appreciate that. MS Warrior, do any of you get an uncontrolled, horrible, indescribable itch? Yes. Absolutely. I get it in my leg. I get it where I had the MS hug. My head, just
It's awful.
Yeah. I have scars on my leg from where I have scratched so much I have drawn blood.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything that has CBD in it, CBD balm or lotion, helps with the itch, and also clove oil helps with the itch as well. If you have sensitive skin, dilute it a little bit in olive oil or coconut oil. Or if you've got tough skin like me, just dump that shit on and it feels good. I feel okay, just have a slight burning sensation. It's a bit raised when and you'll learn. You'll learn the proper technique to, I take it you're doing the self-injection with the Copaxone Pat. You'll figure out when you're done injecting, count to 10 before pulling the needle out. That way you don't get any of the medicine on top of your skin, because sometimes that can cause irritation too. Anyone try mushroom coffee? It's lion's mane and some other mushrooms I can't remember. I have had the mushroom coffee before and I love it. I love the taste of it. It's really good stuff. I have been on K for 8 months. A lot of people love K. Yeah, I've yet to hear anybody say they don't like the K shot. Maybe.
I don't think I have.
Because Kyra's on it. She's been on it for like 3 years now. Brandon's on it. Mike is on it.
Lena.
Tasha was on it for a while.
Lena does it for her
on her
crap gap. Yeah.
It's what's her name? Paula. Paula's on it. Yeah, I know a lot of people on K-Shot.
Yeah.
Anyone with bladder issues, trouble emptying bladder? I don't. Do you, Nellie?
I have bladder frequency, and then I'll sit, and then I go, and I think I'm done, and then I'll go again. So it's almost like a spasm, I think. So I think I need to look into that, but I'm getting more imaging and stuff done here, so we're going to see what's going on. But yeah,
that's something to stay on top of, because
Yeah.
you can have urine go back up into your kidneys, and that's
Yeah.
never a
Well, Tasha, if
good
she was
time.
still on here, she could tell you that. She's been through it all.
Yes, she has. That girl has been
Yeah.
through everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all my comments. All right, it's after 8 o'clock now, but oh my gosh, what a great live! Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this has been awesome. Just start drinking the mushroom
Awesome.
coffee. I love the mushroom coffee, so I'm just gonna quickly scroll through the rest of these comments. Okay, perfect. Oh, Brandon, you are still in here. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much. This has been an awesome live. Holy cow.
Been great.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and we'll see you in TikTok land.
Yep. Thanks, Paige. Love you. Bye, Becky.
Love you guys. Love you,
See
Nina.
you. Bye,
All right,
everyone.
Millie, we'll get in touch.
Okay. Sounds good.